And what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Beer Battered Sports Podcast, the podcast created by sports fans for sports fans because we believe that we are the most qualified people to talk about our favorite teams. I'm your co-host, Isaac.
And I'm 40.
And today we will be joined in a little bit when he gets on by our buddy Gnome, who is, let's just say you guys are going to be seeing a lot more of him in the coming weeks and months. But anyway, as we've got our first comment of the day. Good to see the fans jumping on. What's going on, Cesarion? Nice to see you watching. Welcome to episode 89, the Everyone Gets a Game-Winning Field Goal special, because if you watched any football this week, you'll know that everyone and their mother got a game-winning field goal. We'll talk about all of that coming up once Gnome jumps on, but first things first, Calvin, let's talk about the MLB awards being given out. It is award month for the MLB now that the season has wrapped up, and there's a handful of awards that have just been announced. So I was going to go over them real quick. They have not announced the Cy Young Award yet, or the MVP awards, or the All MLB team. Real quickly, Calvin, who do you think is going to get the Cy Young Awards and the MVP awards? The finalists for the American League MVP are Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, and Shohei Ohtani. The National League MVP finalists are Ronald Acuna, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman. Who do you think is going to get them?
I think Acuna is going to get the NL. Created his own stat this year, 40 and 70, I believe.
Yeah, 40-70.
Yep. So I think he's definitely a lock for the NL MVP. And then even though his team just won the championship, I still think Shohei gets it over Corey Seager.
It's hard to go against Shohei because the dude was so ridiculous last season. Even though he was a victim of being on a mediocre team, I feel like.
Yes,
that was the problem. Seager and Seaman had great seasons. They were core pieces and big reasons why the Rangers, got to the World Series and won it. But Shohei was carrying his team all season long, especially when Trout got hurt. So I think you have to give it to Shohei. Acuna is a lock for the NL. That's ridiculous that anyone else would be considered. For Cy Young Awards, the American League finalists are Garrett Cole, Kevin Gausman, and Sonny Gray. The National League finalists are Zach Gallen, Blake Snell, and Logan Webb. I'm just saying it now. If Garrett Cole doesn't get the AL Cy Young Award, we riot.
Yeah, Garrett Cole should be a lock for the AL Cy Young for sure.
Dude was one of the sole reasons why the Yankees had a winning record this year. The lone bright spot in a pitching core that let us down horribly this season. Give it to him. I don't know about National League Cy Young because it's hard to say. Maybe Zach Gallen, because that whole Diamondbacks pitching staff really came alive this year, especially in the postseason. Maybe he gets it. I don't know about the other guys.
Who are the other two?
Blake Snell and Logan Webb.
I'm gonna go Zach Gallen on that.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Logan Webb. I know Blake Snell had a solid season, but I don't really watch National League games as much because my team's in the American League, so I'm more used to watching the American League teams. But yeah, Zach Gallen, I think, is the most impressive pitcher there in terms of what he was able to do for his team. As for the awards that have already been released, for Rookie of the Year, National League Rookie of the Year, Corbin Carroll, 25 home runs, 54 steals, the first 25-50 rookie in MLB history, led his team to a World Series appearance with a unanimous vote. For the American League Rookie of the Year, shout out Orioles, Gunnar
Yeah.
Henderson.
Gunnar Henderson, man.
Yeah. 6.2 batting WAR, 4.6 fielding WAR, 28 home runs, 9 triples, 82 RBIs, and 100 runs. Orioles are going to be scary in the years to come with that young core.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen some of the prospects that they have cooking up that are going to be coming up soon?
I have not. I was actually looking at some of the Mets prospects the other day just because I'm trying to see if we're going to get back on track anytime here soon. But I have not looked at the Orioles. How do they look?
They have got at least 5 or 6 more like superstars of the minors. I can't give you the names exactly because because I don't remember them, and 2 because the Yankees fan of me refuses to talk good about the Orioles. But the Marylander in me also wants to say, hey, the Orioles are okay. Good for them. I'm glad that they're turning it around.
Yeah.
Yankees do the same. Manager of the Year, Orioles once again. Brandon Hyde gets Manager of the Year for the American League, leading the Orioles to 101 wins and an AL East title. Can't complain there. National.
Shout out to the Orioles, man.
Shout out to Miami Marlins Skip Shoemaker, who was the Marlins manager. Was National League Manager of the Year. Got tongue tied there for a second. 4th postseason appearance in franchise history. 33-14 record in 1-run games. Also, it should be noted every time that the Marlins have made the playoffs, their skipper has been named Manager of the Year. All 4 years. Let me just fact check myself.
It's a great stat.
Well, it's because they barely make the playoffs. Okay, okay. I was so close. I was so close. They did not get Manager of the Year their first year, but they have all the other years. 2003, when they won the World Series over some team that I don't want to talk about, it was Jack McKean who was Manager of the Year. Joe Girardi in 2006. In 2020, when they snapped that playoff drought, Don Mattingly got Manager of the Year, and this year, of course, Skip Shoemaker gets Manager of the Year, thanks to how clutch they were. Their first World Series run, Jim Leland did not get Manager of the Year, but he probably should have, all things considered. So close to getting that stat right. I don't know about this, like, because I see the appeal. I could see the appeal of having Skip Shoemaker Manager of the Year because he did lead the Marlins to some incredibly clutch wins, but I don't know if he did enough.
Yeah,
I look at the Diamondbacks manager that did the playoff run, but then again, I can't name the Diamondbacks manager off the top of my head. So
yeah, I was gonna say I don't even know who the Diamondbacks manager is.
Yeah, that's again, I'm an American leaguer. I don't pay attention to the National League nearly as much as I should. This is a wake up call. Gold Gloves and Silver Sluggers. So your Gold Glovers for the American League: catcher Jonah Heim, first base Nathaniel Lowe, second base Andres Jimenez, third base Matt Chapman, shortstop Anthony Volpe. Let's go. Left field Stephen Kwan, center field Kevin Kiermaier, right field Adolis Garcia, pitcher Jose Barrios, and utility player is Mauricio Dubon. In the National League, your Gold Glovers: catcher Gabriel Moreno, first base Christian Walker, second base Nico Horner, third base Cabrian Haynes, shortstop Dansby Swanson, left field Ian Happ, center field Brenton Doyle, right field Fernando Tatis Jr., pitcher Zach Wheeler, and utility is Ha-Seong Kim.
Oh yeah, Ha-Seong Kim is a great utility.
And looking at the Silver Sluggers in the American League, your Silver Slug winners are catcher Adley Rutschman, first base Yandy Diaz, second base Marcus Seaman, third base Rafael Devers, shortstop Corey Seager, outfield Luis Roberts Jr., Julio Rodriguez, and Kyle Tucker, designated hitter Shohei Ohtani, utility Gunnar Henderson, and apparently there's the team Silver Slugger Award goes to the Rangers. In the National League, catcher William Contreras, first base Matt Olson, second base Luis Arias, third base Austin Riley, shortstop Francisco Lindor, outfielders Acuna, Mookie Betts, Juan Soto, designated hitter Bryce Harper, utility Cody Bellinger, team Braves.
Yeah, Braves. I thought the Braves were a lock for the World Series.
I still can't believe they lost. I still can't believe that all the top seeds lost.
Yeah.
that is going to haunt Braves fans for a long time. Morgan Wallen's going to have to make another song about the Braves, and that's not just the 98 team. Although I know Kylie, wherever she is probably is listening to that on repeat. The Roberto Clemente Award goes to Aaron Judge. Let's go. And the Player's Choice Award goes to Ronald Acuna Jr. So, and finally, Executive of the Year goes to Orioles executive Mike Elias. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah. So, those are your awards for the season for baseball, and that's probably the last we're going to be talking about baseball for a while, at least until spring training cooks up. It's days like this that I wish Kylie was on because she actually just purchased her tickets to go to Philly spring training. So that's going to be a lot of fun when she heads out there. We're still waiting for Gnome to join so we can start talking about football.
This is going to be her second year going, right?
I think it is for Kylie. I think that is her second. In the meantime, really quickly, let's take a look over at what's happening in the world of the NBA. I just pulled that up there. So let me pull up the standings real quick. So it does not look like much has changed in the NBA standings. Philadelphia and Boston are still duking it out for first place in the East. Pacers are up to third place in the East right now. I know last time we talked about them, like how the Pacers were looking really good.
They just beat the Sixers last night. Hard fought game, but they came out with a win. I could be wrong. I know he had a double-double for sure, but Halliburton may have had a triple-double. He had a great game last night.
I'll have to check the stats on that one. There is Gnome. And our special guest is here once again, joining the show. How you doing, Gnome?
Doing all right. All right.
How
you guys? Hey, 40, what's up?
We're doing pretty good. We're just discussing the NBA right now before we jump into football. We were just talking about how the Pacers have emerged as one of the surprising teams of this young season. They just beat the Sixers last night. That explains Kylie's meltdown on Twitter. This is what happens when
I was wondering.
This is what happens when Kylie's not on the show. Every time Kylie has to take time off the show. And by the way, if anyone's wondering, the reason Kylie's not on the show as much anymore is because Kylie is started working for Philly Sports Blog. Congratulations to Kylie. She is actually writing stuff that she's actually getting published articles out there, and more importantly, getting paid for it, which is the dream. So that's the reason. That's the reason you really haven't seen Kylie a lot recently on the show. So hopefully we can get her back on eventually. But at the moment,
going on, no, my bad. I didn't even say what's up. I apologize.
But anyway, real quick, back to the NBA. So Indiana's on the rise. Looking at some of the rest of the Eastern standings, Miami's doing pretty well in fourth, Atlanta at fifth, Milwaukee sixth, Brooklyn, Orlando, Toronto, and the Knicks all in the play-in region. Looking on the outside so far is Cleveland, Chicago, who is not as bad as I thought they would be. I thought Chicago would be way worse. I know it's still early, but I thought they would be so much worse than they have been.
I'll be honest. Their star players are playing like trash right now, though. The game against the Bucks the other night, I think DeRozan had 11 points and Zach LaVine had like 9 points going into the fourth quarter. He ended with 19 or 20, but yeah, they're playing like trash right now.
You can't wait till the fourth quarter to do that. You can't. Charlotte, Washington, and Detroit are filling out the basement. Man,
Washington's terrible. I watched the Washington game. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I watched the Washington game start to finish the other day. The Raptors, they were playing the Raptors. They were up against the Raptors at halftime, 22 points. They were going into the fourth quarter up 17, and they ended up losing the game by like 6. And I was like, they're trash.
At least tickets are going to be cheap this year. I can probably afford to go to some games then.
Kuzma looks good, though.
Kuzma is like the one shining star for the Wizards and has been for a while. Well, actually, no. Kristaps Porzingis was there last year, so I don't know. Looking at the West, Denver still leading. Timberwolves, second seed in the West at the moment. What's going on there?
I think they beat the Warriors last night. I didn't finish watching that game, but
I don't know if they beat them or not. But I did see the highlight of what's his name, Draymond putting Rudy Gobert in a headlock in the middle of like a bench clearing brawl.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Draymond's just gonna do Draymond stuff, bro.
Yeah,
Draymond stuff. Dallas currently sitting at third, Houston fourth. Which Houston and OKC are 4th and 5th. The two teams that were trash last year are 4th and 5th so far. Sacramento
OKC looks really good. I watched the OKC Spurs game last night because, all the Chet Wemby hype. But, I mean, they didn't even do anything, to be honest. I don't even think Chet had 10 points. Wemby only had like 8. But the OKC squad as a whole, those young guys are very, very well meshed together.
I am more impressed with OKC. Houston annoys me because of all the controversy surrounding their young guys and how they haven't been playing like a team. But I guess I have to watch some Houston games to figure out how they're doing so well. Sacramento currently sits at the 6th seed. We talked about last week that they were going to turn it around, and they have. Lakers are starting to turn it around. They're the 7th seed. Golden State, 8th seed. New Orleans, Phoenix, they round out the teams kind of around the play-in area. Then in the basement, you've got Utah, the Clippers, Portland, San Antonio, man. I don't know.
They don't look good.
They need more than just Wemby. I think Wemby's the one good thing they got going for them right now.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Their points didn't even come from Wemby last night because, like I said, he only had 8.
Yeah.
They need to get him more involved. That's the problem. Like, he should be touching the ball. There was a stat last night that they said about Jokic, and Jokic touches the ball 99.99% of the time. So that means he touches the ball in every possession, whether he's shooting it or passing it.
Right.
Wemby needs to be the same exact way. He's 7'4" and has ball handles. This guy should be touching the ball every single possession, and I don't think they get him involved enough because there's many times last night where I see him standing in the corner while the team's running a play, and he's like just standing in the corner there. He should be in the paint, either boxing out or something of that nature. And he only ended with like 8 rebounds last night too, and I feel like he should have like 13, 14 a night based on his size, but he's not in the paint enough because the Spurs aren't using him the way that they should. Like, the way he was used in France is not how he's being used in the NBA.
I'll agree to that. At least it could be worse. They're not Memphis. Memphis is still sitting at the bottom of the West, still just as trash as everyone expected they would be without Ja. And that's about all I can say on that. For anyone interested, by the way, the 2 best teams in the league are actually playing tonight against each other. Sixers and Celtics play tonight. So I'm going to be locked in on that one.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game.
I will say this. I am enjoying the
Sixers
in-season
by 40.
tournament. Sixers by 40? Okay.
I'm saying I have no idea.
Sixers just can't. The Sixers are playing it back-to-back. They just they could sneak a win, but they just lost last night in a very hard-fought 140 to like 137 game. So
yeah,
they'll be tired.
Well, with that being said, let's move over to the main reason we're all gathered here today. Week 10 of the NFL. Week 10? Week 11? Was it week 10? Week 10.
Week 10.
Week 10. If you notice the title, there's a reason that I did an Oprah impression in the title. This was the week of game-winning field goals because 6 games got decided by game-winning field goals. Probably one of the best weeks of football I've ever seen as a fan. So many games coming down to the wire.
Yeah, I disagree.
Okay, well,
not a great week of football.
We know exactly why you're saying that. No,
pretty mediocre week of football. Nothing exciting happened this week whatsoever.
Okay, well, we'll how about this? We'll save your game for last. Okay, let's start off.
Talk about it.
Let's start off by talking about the 2 bad things that happened this week which were the Thursday night and international games. I'll start with the Thursday night game between the Panthers and the Bears. Did anybody watch this game?
No.
I watched maybe 2 minutes of it. And that's not even me being sarcastic. That's realistic.
Yeah. That's
it looks like Eddie Pinheiro won the game on a field goal. Looks like Dante Foreman's still doing stuff. There's so little to talk about for these teams right now.
Not at all. Chicago won the game and I guess gave themselves a better chance of getting the number 1 pick in the draft. Yeah, this game.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, because Carolina, because of that trade to get Bryce Young, Carolina, their draft pick is going to the Bears. Carolina would get the number 1 pick in the draft because they lost to Chicago. So.
Oh wow, that's funny.
So Chicago,
that's actually really funny.
that game was basically Chicago just being like, I wonder how hard we can nail it into Carolina's skull that we're getting their draft pick.
In my opinion, these are both bottom 4 teams in the league. So
yeah, this was
not much to talk about. This is like this is tank bowl. Literally, this is tank bowl. Actually,
I fully expect tonight's This Week at Sports Ball from Urinating Tree to have this be the first tank bowl of the season. This was I mean, you guys, if you watched the podcast last week, I went on a whole rant about the NFL scheduling horrible games for primetime. I'm not doing that.
Have a good primetime game tomorrow.
Yeah, this week's primetime games are actually a lot of fun. We'll get into that when we do our game picks. But this week, they seem to have heard my cries. That plus the Broncos getting good all of a sudden.
Oh, whatever.
Surprisingly.
Yeah,
surprisingly.
What did I tell you last week? Or was it last week or the week before? Josh Allen's going to Josh Allen.
You did.
He's terrible.
Yeah, you did. Josh Allen had his...
I'm sorry I ever doubted you on that.
It's the Josh Allen Dumbass Interception of the Week award, which did not go to Josh Allen this week.
It really should. It should. As a matter of fact, there's 2 of them.
Yeah, that's a lot every week.
In bounds, that could be 3.
I was going to give it to the Patriots and Mac Jones.
Oh, yeah,
because
you're right.
If you thought Panthers-Bears was bad, let's talk about the international game in Germany. Germany's going to start another world war over what they had to witness because that was one of the worst football games I've ever watched. Colts-Patriots. Remember when Colts-Patriots was good?
I do. Oh, 2006. Peak football years.
Remember when Colts-Patriots used to be like the best game of the year?
Like the most exciting every year. Yeah.
Just why did this game exist? Why I feel so bad for the Germans. They had to watch this.
Dude, that one interception is so unbelievably bad. Like that, I've watched it, I think, a dozen times now, just trying to understand what the fuck he was thinking. Like, what are you doing? Like, he's pressured, but he's not like. I mean, I just don't understand the decision. Like, throw. He's not even close. Like, the throw is so unbelievably inaccurate. He's seeing ghosts. Like,
yeah,
he's seeing ghosts out there.
Shout out Sam Darnold. Here's my question to you guys: is this the game? Is this the performance that gets Mac Jones officially benched in New England?
Yes.
Yeah, it would if they had anyone better than him. But it did. True. It did, so yeah.
Zappy season, bro. It's Bailey Zappy season.
Bailey Zapp's trash too, though.
Both of them are trash.
They're both absolutely garbage. I also think Mac Jones is probably better than Zap.
Nah, bro, you got to believe in the Zap. Dude holds all the record. Dude holds a single season passing records in college for every statistic. Believe in the Zap. I know that doesn't translate to the NFL at all, but you have to believe in the Zap, man. Believe in the Zap.
I believe in the Zap to start a single game and be benched in the third quarter. They're like, okay, it's not any better than what we're getting out of Mac.
I'm just glad. My biggest takeaway from this game is that, wow, it is so nice to see the Patriots be arguably the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're the absolute worst because Carolina exists, but and Chicago to an extent.
Now that Brady's gone, I don't hate him as much.
Yeah, that was a big part of it too. Although it does feel
my hate for them went to where Brady went. So now I hate the Bucks and I root for their downfall.
Okay, well, you could be wrong, of course. Just for that one, let's talk about the Ravens.
Oh, fuck you. That was cold.
That was cold. Hey, you brought up first. All right, Ravens. What happened? What was that?
They took their foot off the gas, man. Like they so easily could have won that game. They're already a way better team than the Browns, even with that amazing fucking Browns defense. Yeah. And then they just get so much fluky ways to start the game that things going their way, and they just do absolutely nothing with that the entire game. Just totally embarrassing. That being said, they still win without the same fluky thing coming back around and happening with the Greg Newsome pick six.
That was rough. It feels like the Ravens have done this a bunch this season where they've just taken their foot off the gas and haven't put away an opponent that they should.
Yeah, it is because all 3 of their losses are kind of like that. Like they're
literally
one's to the Steelers, which is a game they so easily could have won. Another is a game,
Colts,
which is a game they so easily could have won, and this one they so easily could have won. This one's against the best team that they lost to. The Browns are definitely better than the Colts and the Steelers, but
well, they were. Emphasis on were, because if you guys didn't see the news, or anyone watching didn't see the news, Deshaun Watson's out for the season. He has shoulder surgery. So Cleveland's defense already was kind of carrying the team. They're going to really have to carry them now.
PJ Walker is not terrible.
He's not, and that's the thing.
He's not Deshaun Watson, but he's not terrible. He's a top 32 quarterback in the league. I actually think so.
Top 32. That's hilarious.
Hey,
he gets a starting role.
PJ Walker could start on a team. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, if you could start on a team in the NFL, you got to be worth something. I will say this about the Browns, though. I will say this. Arguably, losing Deshaun Watson makes me want them to win a little bit more, because that was like the big thing for me was, watching Deshaun Watson, lead the Browns to victory and just thinking like he did not pay up for what he did. Okay. And to see him and now it's like, oh, I could feel it. Whenever the Browns would win, even if it was against a team I didn't like, I was like, I can't root for that. But now it's like, you know what? Okay.
Yeah.
I agree, but I agree with everything you say about that. I think Watson for sure. Yeah. All right. All stuff. And yet for some reason, the needle for me does not even slightly move for them. I still hate the Browns.
Well, you're a Ravens fan.
I'm injured.
You're a Ravens
fan. So
I'm
completely unbiased. I'm completely unbiased.
I'm going to be back in 2 seconds. I have to go get Milani.
No problem, man. This game, by the way, was the first of 6 games decided by a game-winning field goal. And we'll leave it at that. I will say this, though. I do have some good news for you. The next game-winning field goal happened to down another team that the Ravens will have to play this year, the Bengals. Cincinnati lost on a game-winning field goal to the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud has been going on a tear the last 2 weeks, and now we're starting to see hot takes from certain people in the media. Schefter, that is CJ Stroud an MVP candidate? I know it's a stupid question.
Yes. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, honestly, I saw that tweet from Schefter and thought, there's no way he's just saying that to cause drama. But then I started thinking about it and I realized, who else is there that could honestly
Lamar,
make the case
Hurts,
MVP?
Tua.
Not really.
Mahomes.
Have any of those all of those quarterbacks have been shaky.
They all have cases, and they all have solid cases. The only thing about CJ Stroud is he has as good a case as they do, which is saying a lot for a rookie.
And the streak he's been on recently, especially with this win over the Bengals.
Yeah,
I mean,
huge.
Dude is. Yeah, see, Milani agrees.
Yeah, Milani's.
Yeah, Milani backs me up on my takes. I'll say this: if CJ Stroud keeps this this performance up, if the Texans keep this momentum going, if the Texans make the playoffs, which honestly they could at this moment because they're right on the outside, and with Cleveland losing Deshaun Watson, one of those AFC North teams is going to have to lose out, and I think it's going to be Cleveland. If the Texans get in and go on a deep playoff run, is CJ Stroud probably he's probably a lock for offensive rookie of the year at this point.
Yes.
He's set records.
Gonna win it?
Yeah, no one else. I don't think there's anybody else who has a real chance. But if he keeps this up, does CJ there could be a case to make that he could become the first rookie MVP. I'm not saying it's a lock. I don't think it's going to happen, but there could be a case if the Texans keep doing what they're doing. I'll put the question to you, 40. By the way, hi, Milani. Welcome back to the show.
Say hi.
Yeah. Okay. I see how it is. Okay. My question
away.
Oh,
brutal.
Ooh. We got
agree with your CJ Stroud take.
Well, 40, I want to hear what you think of this. If the Texans keep this momentum up, if they keep taking down top teams and they make the playoffs, does CJ Stroud have a legit case for MVP?
I mean, he should, but politically in the NFL, no.
Yeah.
They're not going to give it to a rookie. But he definitely should. I mean, he makes a great case. He's now beating the Bengals. His team has a winning record right now.
Yeah, it's not a very good team. So,
and it's not a very good team. So for him to be doing that on that team, I would say he's the most valuable player to his franchise right now, if we're being honest. So he should, but I don't think that he will.
I think, if I remember, in the modern era in the 21st century for sports, I'm gonna have to check this. I can only recall one rookie winning MVP, and that was Ichiro Suzuki for the Mariners in 2001.
Different sport, doesn't count.
Yeah, but it's a different sport. I don't think it's ever happened in football before. I know for a fact it hasn't happened in football before. So it would be unprecedented. And it's probably not going to happen.
Someone of those quarterbacks that I just mentioned will start going on a run and they'll get it at the end of the year.
It's going to be Lamar.
It could so easily be Lamar. Lamar, I think right now, actually, even with last game, has a really solid case. I think it's him or Tua or I don't know. It
would have been Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
That's a take, but no. Hear the man out, because I kind of see it. You know, Kirk Cousins was Kirk Cousins before the injury was putting together one hell of a run.
Season. Yeah,
I would like
to go on such a crazy run.
I would like to present possibly another option, another Vikings quarterback.
Nope, don't do it.
Hear me out.
Hey, the guy's playing with killer instincts right now.
I love him, dude. I love him. I think he's awesome. I love him, even though he's a former Steeler. I actually love Josh Dobbs. I've actually always kind of liked Josh Dobbs too. But come on.
Nah, not MVP.
That's not gonna happen. Comeback player of the year, maybe.
Comeback player of the year? Sure.
Well, Damar Hamlin kind of has that officially locked down.
He hasn't even played it down. Shouldn't have it.
Yeah, he played at the end of Monday Night Football. He actually made a tackle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I still think. I mean, I'm leaning Dobbs. I'm leaning Dobbs. I know it's crazy because Damar Hamlin almost died on the field and he's back now playing. That's huge. Not taking anything away from the man, but Dobbs is going from getting washed out of a backup role. And keep in mind, these are the quarterbacks that beat Josh Dobbs out of backup roles in Pittsburgh. Okay, it was Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges, and they were like, maybe the Steelers are just racist, and they're just like, yeah, we're going to go with these two guys who are just definitely better than Josh Dobbs. There's nothing there. He goes off, starts winning in Carolina. I'm sorry, Arizona on the Cardinals. Now he's won 2 games on the Vikings. And he's played well.
Yeah, I mean, he shut down as a New Orleans Saints hater by law. Yeah, that was spank bank material. That was great. I loved watching every second of that. It got so bad that they had to put Jameis Winston in, and that gave me flashbacks. It was like, well.
Remember when Jameis Winston beat the Bucs on the Saints? I remember that.
You know, I could so easily remove you from this podcast, Gnome. Know your place. Don't bring that up.
Sorry, all my Brady hate has gone to the Bucs, and it's just stayed there. He has to come out of retirement on another team for it to leave.
Hey, I will say this about the Bucs. Our defense pulled a 2002 against the Titans. That was sexy. I know it doesn't matter because we're both kind of gross, but that was a sexy.
I actually don't even think you guys are better than the Titans, to be honest.
Probably not. The Titans honestly are probably better than us, but at the same time, the Titans suck.
You think about it.
Baker hasn't looked too bad this year, and you guys know that I don't like Baker.
I'll give it to you. You guys are better than the Titans. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. Baker's been actually having a solid season. The problem with the Bucs is that our defense hasn't been playing at the same level that it should. This week it did, which is why I was like, that's a 2002 level. Because this week it was like, okay, see, we can play up to our competition.
God, that division is garbage. Holy shit!
It is.
I was just looking at all the teams who the Bucs are better than them, in my opinion. I'm just like, okay, and two of them are literally NFC South teams. That's crazy.
Panthers and Falcons.
Yeah.
We're so much better than our division. Our division.
I'd say you and the Falcons are like here. Honestly, like you're not too far off. You're definitely better, but I don't think it's that big of a gap. Dude, the Panthers, I think you guys would put up 100 on them. I think anyone would.
Dude, it is 2014 all over again. A team with a losing record is going to win the South.
Yeah.
Or last year. Wait, last year a team with a losing record won the South. We did.
I don't even think the Saints are that much better than you guys. I think it's actually pretty close. Like the Saints are pretty bad.
The Saints keep getting their quarterbacks hurt, so
it absolutely is.
Travesty, one of them has to make the playoffs.
Jonathan A. Haran says travesty, one of them has to make the playoffs. Completely agree, Jonathan. Totally correct. It's absolute disgrace.
Yeah, no, there's always that one division every year that you just look at like, why are you the way that you are? That's the NFC South. Speaking of teams, why are you the way that you are? Jacksonville, the fuck are you doing? I don't know. The Jaguars, I thought Jacksonville was going to put up a fight against San Francisco. I really did. I thought the 49ers were going to, but I forgot the Niners are coming off a bye, and San Francisco out of a bye is one of the most dangerous teams in NFL history, no matter what year it is.
They're really upset.
Chase Young and Nick Bosa look disgusting together.
I know. Everyone thought that would happen. I never got to get your opinion on that, Ford. I never got to get your opinion on that trade. Damn, I missed too much.
I like the trade for Chase Young. I feel like he needed a fresh start, needed to get out of Washington.
I meant from the perspective of a Washington fan.
Oh,
both your edge rushers, and then James Smith-Williams, who's a good fourth rotational piece, who is now your starter, gets injured.
Just another day in the life of the Washington Commanders.
Isaac just hit the hammer on the nail.
Fair enough. Both your edge rushers. I don't think I've seen that in my lifetime. Both teams starting edge rushers gone. They're just like, we don't need a pass rush.
Yeah, well, I think we're gonna go ahead and pick one up in the draft. I was reading an early mock draft the other day. Say that again.
Undoubtedly, they're gonna get something.
I was looking at an early mock draft the other day, and it was saying Chop Robinson, the guy out of Penn State. So, I mean,
Chop Robinson. I like.
He actually went to Quince Orchard.
Oh shit. Okay. Interesting. Local guy.
I think. Hey, didn't QO win the Maryland State Championship, or is that still going on?
No, they lost to Northwest the other day.
Oh, that's what happened.
But the fact that the last time Washington took an edge rusher from Maryland, he started off hot and then got traded for a third-round pick that the 49ers just gonna. The 49ers got him for free. I don't know if
49ers have gotten two players for free from us: Trent Williams and Chase Young.
Yeah, pretty much. But this one is actually for free because they don't even have to pay him anything. They did have to pay Trent because they can just let him walk at the end of the year.
Well, I think Washington and Chase Young were both done with each other. So it just made it easy.
But
I'll tell you what.
Hear me out. If they go on a deep playoff run and Chase Eats being, in that line where they got Hargrave and Kinlaw and Armstead, not to mention he's across from Bosa. If Chase Eats, they go on a deep playoff run. They don't decide not to pay him. He gets a bag from somewhere else. They get a third-round compensatory pick for him. They literally got him for free. That's what they gave him.
That performance against the Jaguars told me that they probably are guaranteed a deep playoff run at this point. That's the Niners team that we remembered from the first half of this season. Not to mention Brock Purdy was in his bag. 3 touchdown day.
Yeah, he was good.
Close to 300 yards.
The 13 was looking like 16.
I will say this: one of the casualties of the Chase Young trade is an establishment that that Noam and I are very familiar with. Lito's Pizzas in the Maryland area were running a Chase Young deal special, and they have had to shelve all of it just 1 month into running it.
Yeah, that's correct. We had to take down all the Chase Young signs. A guy from corporate actually came in to speak to us about it. He was like, "Oh yeah, we've already given you guys the holiday season stuff. Just put that stuff up early."
Yeah,
just
that's hilarious.
Yeah, and I was just like, we can't just call it the third-round pick deal from now on. Like, he wasn't feeling it. But I was like, I thought I could get him on that.
So before we move on to the late games, one last game for the early slate. I don't think anyone really needs to talk about this. Steelers Packers. Did this game happen? Maybe.
I did hear that it happened. Like, I'm pretty sure it did happen. I think I saw it on my television set at some point when I was.
I believe that they played it. The outcome is unclear.
I
don't think I can prove that it did.
Was that a 1-point game?
No, it was the Steelers won by 2 field goals.
23-19 looks like. Yeah, God, why are the Packers so bad? Is it just Jordan Love is just awful? Like, what's going on there?
I couldn't tell you, man. I could not tell you.
Because I feel like he's not the worst, but he's not good.
He's got huge shoes to fill because he's coming in after 2 straight Hall of Fame quarterbacks for the Packers.
He's just so inaccurate.
Arguably 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks, if I can make my case for Magic Shoes Majowski.
You cannot.
Okay,
you cannot make your shoes for Magic Man.
Okay. let's move on to the late games because if you thought the madness of the first half of games was there, it got even crazier in the second half. First, welcome back, Kyler Murray. Falcons upset the Cardinals upset the Falcons. Flip it around on a game-winning field goal. That's game-winning field goal number 3 of the week.
Not surprising. I mean, it's not surprising. I honestly, I don't know if they were favored to win, so I guess not. I guess it wasn't upset.
No, they were not.
But we know that that they can fight with Josh Dobbs. We know that this team can be scrappy with quarterback play that is not on Kyler Murray's level. So when they get him back, I'm not surprised to see them beat a team as illustrious as this year's Falcons, although they did barely just win.
It was the Cardinals this year have been the best of the bad teams. They have been competitive in almost all of their contests, with the exception of the one game where they started Clayton Tune. I think thank God we didn't have a show that week because I did not want to have to talk about that game. The Cardinals, no. I don't know. The playoff hopes are probably gone for the Cardinals because they've fallen to 2-8, but Murray is giving them confidence. Josh Dobbs did a great job of what's the best way to describe it? Josh Dobbs did a great job house sitting. Now Kyler Murray is back to take the keys back. And I think that he can get the best out of this Cardinals roster as weak as it is. It also helps when they play tire fires like the Falcons. That does definitely help.
Yeah, the Falcons are a little funny to me. I mean,
I think that the Cardinals should just go ahead and tank for Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah. Pair him up with Kyler Murray.
No.
Get Kyler some good weapons.
Because that might actually be really dangerous.
Hey, man.
That might actually be really good. I actually think they would fit really well together, especially with Marvin Harrison Jr. Just kind of like, he's not a nuke or anything like that. Like, he's actually like just more of like he's more of I think a Devontae Adams, where like he's just such superb route running, but they like to give him the ball like in any way they can. He's kind of like if you were to mix Dante Hall with Marvin Harrison and then with Devontae Adams. You pair that with Kyler. Imagine if they still had Nuke. Oh my gosh.
Easily the best game of week 10 was Lions Chargers. This game was ridiculous from start to finish. Both teams just hang on, we got a hot take in the comments real quick. The Cards will never have a deep playoff run with Kyler.
See, this is why I don't. All right, I'm going to go off on a little tangent here. This is why, aside from 40, I do not speak to Washington fans because they say just the most out-of-pocket takes ever. All right, we get a lot of them at Lido's. Some of them will come in and just say like the most out-of-pocket shit, just like Aaron Rodgers did 9/11. Like, all right, cool. I don't know what that has to do with Washington football. And then there's this guy, Jonathan Aharon, who says the Cards will never have a deep playoff run with Kyler. What is making you say that? Is it just you don't believe in Kyler that much? I mean,
they one
so easily
playoff
could.
appearance.
Kyler is awesome, man. Like Kyler is good.
They have one playoff appearance with Kyler, and
they are a mess. They're a mess.
That team was not as good as people remember, and it mostly wasn't Kyler's fault. He did make some bad throws, especially in that playoff game.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, that Cardinals team had issues that went far beyond Kyler Murray.
I see the Cardinals kind of like the Packers during the 2014 to 2019 era. All right.
Yeah.
They're kind of a mess of an organization that every now and then can put good roster talent around. Not really. Usually it's just kind of rentals and everything like that. They did manage to have a good receiver for a couple of years. Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins. But Kyler Murray is not at that Aaron Rodgers level where he can make it seem like they're going to be in the Super Bowl every freaking year. He's not on that level. But he is still good.
It's I think it's kind of a culture thing because the Cardinals have never, outside of like 2008 when they went on that run to the Super Bowl, the Cardinals have never in the modern era really had a winning culture. They've historically always been a team of losers. Every time they get good, they get bounced from the playoffs ridiculously quickly. And everybody has to talk about how, you remember that one Cardinals team? Yeah, man. Yeah, they sucked. When in reality, they've had some really good teams come through.
They have.
It's a culture of losing, honestly. That's the best way I can say it.
I think if you flip that around, it actually makes more sense. If you say Kyler will never have a deep playoff run with the Cardinals, then I will believe that 100%.
Put him on like a different team. Like put him on what's a team that kind of needs a quarterback?
The Browns.
Minnesota.
Ooh, wait, Kyler Murray on Minnesota. Ooh,
disgusting.
Ooh.
With Kirk being a free agent this coming year, I wouldn't count Kyler Murray to Minnesota out.
I wouldn't either. I think that could actually be a good landing spot for him. He honestly kind of plays in a similar, not obviously he's way more mobile, but like in terms of passing, like how he
Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison would be insane.
Disgusting for sure. Yeah.
So I do. Oh, hang on. Jonathan has responded. Kyler kind of plays hero ball too much. Needs an OC head coach to really give him easy ones. I like partially agree with that. I do want to move on to this game though.
I do.
Lions Chargers was probably one of the most exciting games of the entire season so far. I'll start and say it just now. Chargers are the biggest bunch of frauds I've ever seen. That is one of the worst defenses I think I have seen in a long time watching football. Not the worst, because I have seen some really bad defenses. But this Chargers D, man. Like,
can you be fraudulent if you're 4-5?
Kind of. Yeah.
You're saying the worse than that?
They've gotten lucky with having a relatively easy schedule, I think, because they've played a lot of bad teams, but have just barely squeaked out wins against them.
That's true.
But you look at what happens when they play good teams. They can keep up with you. Like Justin Herbert will go off and throw 4 touchdown passes, but then their defense will allow Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery to rush for over 150 yards each. It's that simple.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, by the way, this was game-winning field goal number 4 of the day. Riley Patterson hit one from 41 yards out. Yeah, this is a great game in which this is the type of game that the NFL salivates over, that Roger Goodell, has in his private collection to watch. Just no defense. No defense.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
I think the Chargers would be a lot better if they were in the NFC though. Like I feel like they're an okay team, just the AFC is way too good.
And honestly, I can see that. They could honestly
team would
be a little better.
Slap any team in the NFC South. Like that would instantly get that division.
Okay.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they're not terrible. I think they're 4-5, but I think they're 6-3 or something in the AFC.
That's fair enough. On the flip side, if Detroit's in the AFC, do you think they're as good as their record says?
That's an interesting question. I don't know. They got smashed by the Ravens.
They did.
They got just destroyed by the Ravens, like dissected.
Yeah.
Just eviscerated by the Ravens.
That being
Lamar
said,
Jackson could not be stopped. Sorry,
that being said, you got some anger you got to take out there, buddy. That being said, I will say this. This is the best Lions team I think we've seen since maybe the Barry Sanders days. So
the best Lions team I've seen in my life.
Yeah, easily in my life. Couple more games to discuss real quick. Does anyone have any thoughts on Giants Cowboys 2, or should I just skip this game? And
I actually think we should talk about it a little bit.
Should we?
40 wants to move on. All right, she has a good point. All right,
no, Milani hears Cowboys scored 7 touchdowns. It's like, nope, we're not doing this.
Fair enough, Milani. All right, I'm sorry. We'll move on.
Let's actually
talk
about
40's logic like that.
Let's talk about 40's team real quick. Washington, Seattle, game-winning field goal number 5. This was a crazy game at the end. Was really boring until the fourth quarter, and then in the fourth quarter it turned into one of the best games of the week.
Yeah, fourth quarter was so good.
Sam Howell and Geno Smith both just decided to pull out all of their clutch moments in this one. Tons of fun.
They decided to save them for the fourth quarter because my God, were they both bad before that?
They were. The Commanders had that one opening touchdown to Brian Robinson, and they just shut up the rest of the game until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Commanders defense, man. I mean, same shit it's been for years. I can't even be upset with Sam Howell because he goes and ties the game, right before a minute and 34 left or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he went and tied the game up. So, offense did what it needed to do. We go into overtime, it could be a whole different ball game.
So close to winning.
I've been very impressed with Sam Howell and how he's developed over the weeks. We're going into week 10 now, and I feel like he's progressed every week. Even in the weeks that he was terrible, the next week he progressed. I mean, as much as I want Kirk Cousins back in Washington, I think we have our quarterback in Washington. I mean, the guy, he's shown that he can only get better. I don't think he can get any worse. And I'll tell you right now, he's better than Josh Allen.
Oh yeah.
Like,
no, he's
like,
not.
listen,
No, he's not.
listen, he's better than Josh Allen.
We're saving that for the end.
Hold on.
He's better than Josh Allen. He's better than Josh Allen this week. I'll give you that.
No, he's better than Josh Allen in general. Josh Allen is not all he's hyped up to be. This man has thrown 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 interceptions.
Yeah,
11.
Yeah, that's bad, bro.
He's not great. He's not doing great so far.
That's
but
bad.
Howell is no. I mean, if you give Josh Allen the Commanders right now, they instantly shoot up.
I mean, look, Sam Howell has 8 interceptions, but 4 of those were in one game against Buffalo.
Oh, there you go. See, it was against Josh Allen's team, so therefore.
But Buffalo's defense is ridiculous, and our defense is terrible. So that
yeah, you're acting like he's playing Josh Allen himself, like he's not.
So I, if you want me to be honest, he's better than Josh Allen.
Oh no, he's not. No, he's not.
He
better
is.
than Josh Allen. He's not.
Bro, listen.
I will agree that
What
he
does
is
Josh Allen do? What does Josh Allen do better than Sam Howell?
Win games.
Not this week.
They have the same record, I think. They're both 4 and 5.
No,
those are 5-5.
Buffalo's 5-5. Washington's 4-6. They're They're only one game behind Buffalo.
You're right. Yeah, that's a closer game.
And look, the one game that separates them is Buffalo beating us. Like, that's literally the game that separates us. Like, they're not. He's like, you see Trayvon Diggs went on Twitter the other day, and he says 14 need to get out of there. He said, let me remind you, he wasn't like that until bro got there. What was Josh Allen before Stephon Diggs got there? Nothing.
Garbage.
That's not fair.
He's still hot garbage. He's still hot garbage. The man is garbage. The man played at Wyoming. Why did anybody think he was going to come to the NFL and be goddamn Tom Brady? Like, I don't understand. Like,
let's not slander the Pokes here, okay? Wyoming has a proud history of I have no idea. Josh Allen's the best thing that's
who out of Wyoming has ever who out of Wyoming is in the NFL right now other than Josh Allen?
Nobody lives in Wyoming.
Like, come on now.
Parks.
I don't think Wyoming is even real.
Not a real state.
He never played competition. This is his first time with real competition in the NFL. When he got to the NFL, that was his first time with competition.
It's more than the Madden curse at this point. I mean, if you
Josh Allen was bad before the Madden curse, Jonathan. That's the thing. I've been trying to tell people for 4 years now. This man is garbage.
I am starting to see the point that 40 is making, because if you lose to the Broncos on primetime, that was
and if they lose because of you, like okay.
By the way, that is game-winning field goal number 6. Which they did twice because
that's what I'm saying.
I just want to say this real quick before you guys continue. I just want to say this really quick to Buffalo. I am so disappointed in you guys. How on earth do you lose to the Broncos on primetime?
Everyone
Not only that, of all the people to be the 12th man on the field that set up that game-winning field goal, it had to be Damar Hamlin. In his final return to playing, he's the man who's the 12th man on the field that gives the Broncos a second chance.
Is that a fact, though? I didn't know if that's a fact.
I need to check too. From what everyone, okay, first game taking defensive snaps. I think he's been taking special team snaps.
Okay, so if he's on the field and he's supposed to be there, then it's not his fault. That's the thing. That's all I'm saying. But back to 40's point. I want to talk about Josh Allen a little bit. All right.
Go ahead,
Josh Allen has had plenty. I can't argue with her.
Go ahead.
I can't argue with her. She's making some points. I can't even lie. Like, yeah, it does have thrown 11 interceptions. I get it. He is from Wyoming. That's also true. Got a point, Wyoming. Like, I can't argue those things. He's always had these flaws coming out. You remember for his first year, he was garbage. He was so bad. He was like Cam Newton without any of the like passing talent that Cam had. Like, he was just so bad. All right. Since then he's refined his game and become a much more accurate passer. Okay. Now he's an accurate passer. His decision making is still doo-doo. All right. And I don't know. I think the Chiefs. I think everyone kind of agrees in the mainstream that like the Bills' run of playoff success is probably like over. They had that run, and it's just the Chiefs have just smacked them down and told them they were little brother too many times. And now it's the Bills are just kind of going to be in a steady decline. I do agree. Allen is a reason for that, but I do think he has very high end talent. He just also has an incredibly low floor.
I don't even what talent does he have? I mean, the guy can run the ball.
He can throw. He has a cannon for an arm. He can throw.
He has a cannon for an arm, but who is he throwing it to? His team or the other team?
You know who
lately it's been more the other team because because of said decision making issues. But he has played super well in the past. Like you can't deny like he's had some great.
You know who Josh Allen reminds me of? You know who he reminds me of? If you've ever watched tape of old Terry Bradshaw when he first started playing for the Steelers at the early 70s, dude like cannon for an arm, could run the ball well, but was terrible.
But this is year 6. This is not just started playing for the Bills. This is year 6. He's still hot garbage.
And that's the point, because most quarterbacks who start off in that rough patch, we start to see improvement by now.
Everyone says this man is good because of the one playoff game against the Chiefs. The Chiefs did not have the best defense, and they had a couple people missing on that defense that night. Like,
they've had good success. They've had good success. I mean, the Bills have had some good success with him, and I think he's been a big reason for it. I honestly think Josh Allen's. I think he's above average quarterback. I think he's like.
He's above average. I'll give him that.
I think he's like
average. I'll say this about the Bills:
like 8 to 12th best in that range. You tell me if the Commanders got him, traded Howell over to Buffalo would not lose every game. And the Commanders will not start winning way more of them.
Excuse my language, Milani, but no, hell no. If Sam Howell went to Buffalo right now, Sam Howell would eat in Buffalo with Stephon Diggs.
Whoa!
Sam Howell would eat in Buffalo. Sam Howell is not shitty. I've watched him progress several times over the weeks. Several times.
Okay, I agree that Sam Howell's not shitty. Because I've been one of his huge doubters, and he's been surprising me at every turn. I also agree that he's been developing more, and I can agree that all of the constant mistakes that we see him constantly make every week can be attributed to the fact that he's young and needs more experience, and that stuff will vanish. Whereas Josh Allen, like you said, year 6 still has this boneheaded decision making where he's just like, triple coverage, that's a good idea. Let me just see what's there, you know.
If Josh Allen came to the Commanders, we would be worse than 4-5 right now. He throws too many. Look, this is why I say that. He throws too many interceptions, and our defense gives up way too many points already.
Howell throws. Howell is throwing almost as many.
Howell had one bad game. Howell barely throws interceptions. The man is so come on, bro. Come on.
No, you're right. The 4 interception game does make his stats look a lot worse.
That's what I'm saying. Like, other than that, and if we take away the 4 interception game, he has 4 interceptions in 9 games. That's pretty great.
That's pretty good. Now, I don't think his PFF will back that up for being as efficient as you think it is, though. But to be fair, Howell is getting murdered behind that O-line.
And look, he gave you 2 30-point games against the Eagles.
Those are great. Those are great games. I love those games. Those are 2 of my personal games of the year. Honestly.
Josh Allen, you said 8 to 12. I put him more in like the 15 to 17, 15 to 20 range.
Yoni, which side are you on with that? You say what the blasphemy as if you're Stephen A. But what do you mean by that? You mean like
this is exactly
you're a Washington fan, Yoni. So do you mean like Josh Allen? Like you're on 40 side where you think Howell over Allen, or you think Allen over Howell? Like
I just want to point out real quick that this is exactly the type of argument that Skip and Shannon would be having if they were still together. I'm just trying to figure out.
He's Skip.
I'm just
Skip,
Calvin,
hell no.
You're giving Skip vibes right now.
Hell no.
It's like the number one insult to a sports fan. You sounded like Skip Bayless. Like
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was rude, and in front of your daughter too. I apologize for that. It was uncalled for. I didn't mean to come on your show and just be rude.
I don't think there's anything worse I could have said to you than you're acting like Skip Bayless right now. I'm just gonna see myself out.
No. I do see your point, but where would you put him at? Like, if you were to give him a ranking in terms of quarterbacks, like in the league, Allen,
top 15.
Definitely, he's definitely top 15.
on.
Can we name 14
Hold on,
quarterbacks
hold on.
better than Josh Allen, though?
Say that
Mini
again.
game time. Let's do it.
All right, who can name 14 quarterbacks better than Josh Allen?
I was just about look. I was about to pull up quarterbacks right now. The starting quarterbacks.
Starting quarterbacks. Okay, Jalen Hurts is clearly better. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, but only after the first month of the season. Lamar.
Yes, there's not even a. There's
You asked that?
Lamar,
Did you ask that? Did you ask that? Can I jump through his screen? Jesus, he asked that as a question.
Pat Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. What did he say?
Lamar.
Hold on, wait. What did Jonathan say?
Yeah, Jonathan, come out of hiding, Washington fan. Josh Allen is way better than Howell, who I like.
He's not. How is he way better? What does he do way better? I've seen Sam Howell do things Josh Allen done.
I will say that something that Josh Allen does way better is pocket presence.
That's about it. Pat Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow.
After the first month of the season. Joe Burrow is the worst quarterback in the NFL.
Nah, not really. But he
really is. Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna be real. He's injured, but Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll give
Fair
it to
enough.
you. For sure.
You know what? Well, I'll say it because the dude is ridiculous with the stats. Tua, that's 6.
Tua for sure is better.
Tua.
Yeah. We're at 6
right there, right?
Is Tom Brady officially retired?
No, do not give him Brady.
That don't count. Tom Brady don't count.
Okay. Justin Herbert?
No, hell no. Hell no. I'll give Josh Allen over Justin Herbert.
Hey, Matt Stafford when he's healthy. That's 7.
Matt Stafford is better than Josh Allen. Yes.
Yeah.
100%. That's 7.
When he's healthy.
7.
He's not healthy a lot.
All right.
He's usually not healthy.
I do like it. That's 7. Who else you got?
I'm gonna be real. Are we talking about right now too, or
right now?
Actually, not. It doesn't even have to be right now. CJ Stroud is better than Josh Allen. Put it on there. That's 8.
That's 8. I'll give it to you. Right now he's
recently he has been. That's 8. I'll say Jared Goff has been better this season. That's 9.
No, has he though? Has he?
I'm gonna be honest. Jared Goff, his over under is 262. So he's doing something.
Jared Goff has been balling. Like Jared Goff has been straight balling for Detroit. People don't really pay attention because Detroit plays as a team and they don't really have singular stars that stick out because they play as one unit. But if you look at the individual performances, Jared Goff has been having his best season as a pro.
Okay, I'll give you Goff over him. That makes
all
sense.
right.
That's 9. Can we name 5 more quarterbacks better than Josh Allen?
Now, I'll give him 10 then. I'll give him 10.
10?
So he's in the 8 to 12 range, like I said. All right then.
Okay.
No, you know what? I'll give you Geno. I like Geno more than him.
Actually, nah. Look, I'll give you 2 more. As much as I hate this dude too, Dak Prescott better than Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Man, but
I mean, he
did just blow up on a terrible Giants team.
Honestly,
Dak and Geno. So then that means
wait.
12 range, like you said.
I do like.
No, that's
Geno
11, guys. That's 11. We're forgetting some guys. I'll put Brock Purdy. That's 12.
Purdy, sure. Yeah, that's 12. Yeah, I'll take Purdy over him.
Screw it.
Yeah, I take Purdy over him.
I'm not taking anyone from the NFC South.
Because I put Purdy on that Bills team, then the Bills be all right still. Yeah. Hell yeah.
And if we want to make the
how
case,
much of that is the system, though. I do.
And 46, you want to make the case, 13, give me 13, Sam Howell.
No.
That's under your rule, Sam Howell.
I mean, I did say Sam's better than him, so I can put Sam there, So that really makes him 14th on my list if I put Sam in there.
Fine.
I'm not putting Trevor Lawrence because he's been bad this year.
No, Trevor's no.
So Josh Allen is number 14. If I put Sam Howell at 13, Josh Allen is 14.
Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited.
Nah, hell no. Hell no.
No, I'm kidding. No, Russell Wilson has fallen off.
Okay. I mean, I see your point. I personally disagree. I have him around like 8 to 12.
I'm just here for the chaos of it all. I don't believe in half of what I just said.
I can tell because you're encouraging it.
I'm encouraging the chaos. I love it.
Fair enough, though. I mean, I honestly respect it. You don't think Purdy's better than Josh Allen?
No. Yoni says no, not Purdy. Well, Brock Purdy honestly has had some games this year where he has looked so much better.
Yeah, he has, and he makes a lot less mistakes. Although there's a couple. Sometimes he does. I do wonder about Purdy outside of the Shanahan system, of course, like everyone does. But
we'll see.
It's hard to trust in a quarterback that's taking that away.
As much as I would love to continue this conversation, we do need to get to our game picks.
Oh yeah, we're
before we
on a
wrap up
podcast.
today's episode. Yeah, that's going in top 5 greatest Beer Battered Sports moments of all time. Probably right up there with me and Kylie finding out Carson Wentz got traded to the Commanders live on the air. That was a hilarious conversation. That needs to be
it's always when you bring me on 40s here.
Yeah,
it's guaranteed good television.
Anyway, week 11, we've got some incredible matchups this week. If you thought last week was crazy, we've got some matchups this week, especially the primetime games, and it kicks off tomorrow, Thursday Night Football, AFC North title on the line. Well, not title, lead on the line. Bengals at Baltimore, blackout night for the Ravens. Oh crap! It is tomorrow night. I might have to cancel some plans. We'll see about that. We'll see about that.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun. No, yeah. Anyway, Noam and I have watch Game of Thrones on Thursday nights. But now I'm like, oh, Ravens Bengals are playing. We can have it on the background. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Who's winning? Who's winning this?
I don't need to say anything. You already know what I'm going to say.
Okay, that I actually don't agree with, Yoni. That I do not agree with at all, Yoni. What? No, I don't agree at all. I don't think Allen will be at all good.
We don't have time. We don't have time to compare these two anymore.
Yoni's
save it.
Chaos underneath the podcast.
Save it for the next episode.
What?
40. I know who your pick is for this.
You know who mine is?
8 on the field.
8. Yeah. Bengals also have not looked as great as advertised. So yeah, give me Ravens.
And as 40 said last time I was on, Lamar Jackson owns the Bengals.
Yes, he does. Cowboys Panthers, one of the only matchups that isn't interesting this week. Is it safe to say we're all taking Dallas to upset the Panthers? What?
Panthers, easily.
Okay, well,
trap game. It's happening to Dallas again. Count it.
I was gonna say this could be the trap game of the week.
Because last time I said it wasn't.
The Panthers are trash.
Like, it won't be that. It won't be that. It'll never
Guys,
be
the last trap game.
Cardinals.
The last trap game, at least the Cardinals were scrapping. The Panthers have been garbage all season. Wait, they did.
Panthers have a very solid defense, though. Like the Panthers' defense is not too terrible.
You guys are on crack. Give me the Cowboys.
No, give it to them. Give them the Panthers.
Oh my God.
No, I'll take the Cowboys. I don't think at this point in the year the Panthers.
Yeah, I'm going Cowboys too, though. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was a trap game.
If the Panthers win by a field goal, I will not be shocked.
There is one game in particular. There is a very big trap game I'm looking at this week that I will talk about when it shows. Excuse me, when it shows up. Other AFC North rivalry game this week: Steelers Browns. Last time these two teams played, Nick Chubb broke his leg in a way that couldn't be shown on television.
He's the only player on the Browns I like, man. Like, come on.
Yeah. In light of recent news of Deshaun Watson, give me the Steelers as much as I hate it. Although it would be really nice to see Pittsburgh fail to score double digits and have Matt Canada finally get fired.
Can they both lose?
They could tie.
I'm going to go Pittsburgh as well.
Let me see.
I'm going to go with the Browns. The Browns defense is really good. And like Noam said earlier, PJ Walker is not terrible.
I'm going to go with the Browns.
I'm going to go with the Browns.
I don't know, man.
It hurts me to say that, by the way, like a lot. Like it's really fresh and it really hurts. But
the Browns defense is just very, very good.
They are the best currently, I think.
Bears Lions NFC North rivalry matchup. This one is
Lions
pretty simple. Lions, yeah.
Lions might actually. There might not be. The Bears might be demoted to the NCAA and replaced with Georgia after what the Lions do, though.
I think it would be okay. Chargers Packers. I think Chargers will bounce back with this one. I think this should be a pretty. Although knowing their defense, they're probably going to make Jordan Love look like prime Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers combined.
Such an ugly game, bro.
Very ugly game.
It's a choke bowl.
Who's want to watch this fucking game? Like, both teams are the definition of unentertaining right now.
I'm going to go Chargers, though.
Yeah, I don't see the. Oh man, you know what? Give me the Packers, man. Although, you still got Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack on the same defensive line.
And if Jair Alexander doesn't play again, Keenan Allen might have 150 yards.
Oh, you're fucking right. Yeah, no. I mean, he might anyways because they don't really like to put Jair in the slot that much.
Yeah, that's true.
Shit. Fuck it, Chargers. What am I doing? Chargers.
Cardinals Texans.
Oh, Texans.
Kyler Murray versus CJ Stroud. Hear me out, guys. This is the trap game.
This is the trap game. I can see it, and I'm going to take the Texans. I don't believe it. They're on a roll.
This is the trap game.
Texans are just too hot right now.
They are really hot.
Noah Brown look
they
like
are
Andre
really
Johnson.
hot. But Cardinals, Kyler Murray's back. It's my. I need a trap game this week. I'm going with this as my trap game because I don't see any of the others being a trap game.
Fair. I feel that, but I mean,
I'm going.
They're making Noah Brown look like Andre Johnson.
That is fair. Another AFC South rivalry game: Titans versus Jags. Does Jacksonville bounce back? I think they do. I think they got this one.
Yeah, I think teams have figured out Will Levis after that first game he had. Now that they have film on him, they know what to do.
Yeah,
they know he's pretty okay. They know he's just all right.
Should shut him down. Raiders Dolphins. Yeah. This one could be a little interesting because Antonio Pierce has got the Raiders kind of cooking.
Dolphins.
With that being said, it's the Dolphins offense. No chance.
Dolphins by 35.
Nobody on that defense. Like, if this was 4 years ago, I would say Marcus Peters could cover Tyreek Hill, maybe, but nobody on that defense can cover Tyreek Hill.
No. Marcus Peters right now would get cooked.
It's true. Giants Commander.
He doesn't tackle anyways. All he has is coverage ability, and he's slow now.
Giants Commanders. Commanders by 100.
I wanted to pick the Giants as a trap game, but the more I think about it, the more I realize how shit Tommy DeVito is. Give me Washington.
Trash.
Give me Washington.
I think the Giants are the worst team in the league.
Yeah, 1 second.
Probably.
So I'm going to say the Commanders will beat them by 20 points.
Okay. Late games. Tampa Bay going into San Francisco. God rest our souls. We're going to need it. Give me the 49ers.
Yeah, 49ers.
Okay, hear me out. On this one. We've already seen that the 49ers can blow games against teams that are well run. And now you look at the Bucs, and they have pretty good offense and okay defense. So I'm looking forward to see them lose by 30 points, Isaac. They're going to get killed. 49ers all day, baby. Let's go.
You're getting removed for that. Just getting removed for that.
Wait, I'm sorry. Let me in. Okay.
Apparently the chat agrees with that take there. Gnome.
Let's go.
You're happy. Okay. Jets Bills. Okay, resume that Josh Allen controversy. Give me Jets Bills, guys.
Isaac is poopy.
Don't worry about that.
Jets Bills.
Say it.
Say it.
Say Jets.
Say it. I'm saying Jets.
Nah, they don't lose to him twice. No way they lose to him twice.
They lose to him twice. Jets.
I think they do. I'm taking the Jets.
Jets.
But listen, though.
I've lost
as much as I hate Josh Allen, this man, Zach Wilson, is fucking garbage.
He's so bad.
He is.
He is so bad.
I have lost faith in the Bills, which is why I am going.
Look, no, Josh. I mean, Zach Wilson is hot garbage.
He's so bad. He's so bad.
It's
like, how would they win that game? Like the first night, I understand. Opening night, I understand. You know, it was supposed to be Rodgers comes out and whoops their ass.
Mm-hmm.
They had to figure out a way to still make the Jets win that game, keep it close so the Jets could win. But now, what's saving the Jets from winning this football game?
Their defense? I don't know, man. I honestly couldn't tell you.
Defense hasn't looked as good as it did last year.
So embarrassed, lad. Like the Jets just gave such terrible. No, I'm gonna be honest. I want to take if last week did not happen, last 2 weeks did not happen, I probably would say the Jets. Even as bad as the Bills have just been like yuck, the Jets are so much worse, I think.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Bills. I can't. As much as I hate Josh Allen, I just don't. Actually.
Uh-oh. He said, actually. Uh-oh.
Every time I pick this guy to win against the Jets, he fucking loses.
Do it. Say it. Search your feelings, 40.
No, I'm gonna go with the Bills, man. I'll give the Bills.
I'm gonna give the Bills too because I think the Jets are worse. But I can see the
I'm embracing the chaos. Go Jets. We're gonna fly that jet.
Look, I'll go
right
Bills,
up.
but do not be surprised if the Jets win that game off of dumbass Josh Allen interception.
So update. This just in: Josh Allen has thrown 5 interceptions, and they still won by 20 because the Jets suck.
Seattle and Los Angeles. This one I think is pretty much we know what's gonna happen. Seahawks are probably gonna win this one.
Yeah, Rams beat them the first time. I think Seattle bounces back this time and gets the win.
Should be an easy win. Don't look at the comments, by the way, guys. We got some trolls hitting up the comments. That's great that we got to the point where we can get trolled like that.
Okay. I'm sorry. Who are the Rams playing? As zoned out.
The Seahawks. What do you got?
Playing?
I don't know if he is.
Give it the Seahawks. Seahawks. Why risk it?
All right.
I think the teams are closer than people think, though. To be fair.
Probably. All right, Sunday Night Football. This game originally I wasn't looking forward to, but after last week, I am looking forward to it now. Give me Vikings Broncos.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings, man. I don't really trust Russell Wilson.
No.
And I like how Josh Dobbs is playing right now. Not only Josh Dobbs, I like how Jordan Addison has stepped up in the absence of Justin Jefferson. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Justin Jefferson is going to try to play this week. So if he does...
yeah, they've won 5 games without Jefferson and 2 without Cousins. I think the Vikings are going to take care of business here.
Minnesota should win this one pretty easily, I think. But
should be a good game.
I wouldn't be surprised if Denver plays them tough. Finally, the game we have all been waiting for. The game that is going to be the game of the year. Why am I turning around in my chair?
No one knows.
Monday Night Football, Kelsey Bowl 2.0, Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl rematch.
Ooh.
These two teams ranked 1 and 2 in the NFL power rankings. There is a reason that a game that is a big reason why Kylie and I are not speaking to each other this week. This is it. This is like the big game. This is like the game of the year. Who do we got?
I'm gonna go Chiefs.
I like your thinking.
Both teams coming off a bye week, right?
Yes, they were on bye last week.
Yeah, both teams coming off a bye, but if I'm going Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Mahomes. Not only that, I feel like this Chiefs team it's getting to that time where you got to start putting it in overdrive. Yeah. And we know that Pat Mahomes knows how to put that thing in overdrive. So with playoffs and stuff getting closer, I got to go Chiefs. Eagles just don't impress me as much as good as their record is, 8-1 or whatever it is. They're not an impressive 8-1, and
no, they are not.
They can definitely be beat.
I am going to ask Kylie to calmly hold this L that I presented for her.
It's backwards on my screen.
It is. How about that? Is that?
Yeah.
There we go. So Kylie can hold that L and give me the Chiefs to win. Philly has not played a full 60 minutes properly this entire season.
And neither have the Chiefs.
I was going to say neither have the Chiefs.
I'm going Eagles.
Chicago game.
For the record, under normal circumstances, I would expect if both these teams were at their best, I would take the Chiefs to win. Right now, I actually think, despite how unimpressive the Eagles are for 8-1, I still think they're going to take this game. I think they would lose in another Super Bowl, though. But I think this game they're going to win. That's my take. Eagles will win.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of the Beer Battered Sports Podcast. As always, this podcast is a proud affiliate of the Fired Up Sports Network. You can follow us on all of our socials at bbsports_pod and check out our merch over on our Twitter bio. Go get you some. Yeah, we do have merch, man.
Oh, yeah, we have merch.
Yeah, we have merch. We have sweatshirts and stuff. Go get some
give me
merch,
one, I'll
guys.
wear it on the show.
It would make a great holiday present. Just saying. Holidays are coming up. Just saying. That's going to wrap it up for today's episode, guys. We will see you back here next week. Yeah. Merchandise. We have merchandise. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this week, guys. So we will see you next week. Everyone have a great weekend. Enjoy the games. We'll see you next week for the Thanksgiving game, for the Thanksgiving show. See you guys.